Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with a review for Cutting It in the ATL Season 1, Episode 2. So yeah, you guys, we adding a new show. I watched it last night. I actually watched the first episode and I wasn't really sure, and then after I watched yesterday's episode, I was just like, we'll give it a try. We'll give it the old school try, especially since I've dropped R&B Divas. That franchise, Atlanta's gone anyway. LA, I've just, so I was just like, we'll give it a try. It's an interesting show. I like the fact that it's in the beauty industry. It just gives me a little bit more interest. I could never quite get into LA hair. Maybe this show might be different for me, because maybe I can feel some attachment with it being here. Even though you would think that I'd get attachment from the LA hair one, but the LA hair one was it was just, I don't know. I never could quite attach onto that show. So we're going to give this one a try. How you guys liking it so far? Okay, the women are, we've got quite the bit of characters here, and really this review is going to be more of like a character analysis. You guys know how I like to do these at the beginning of the seasons when they first start, and we'll talk about the episode at the end of the video. By this second episode, I think we pretty much know who we do and don't really like, so that's what we'll talk about first. Let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys, so let me go down the list. First up, I got MUSHIYA. I wasn't sure how I was going to take MUSHIYA last week. I thought I liked her, but I wasn't really sure. Yesterday made me know that I like MUSHIYA. Okay, MUSHIYA is intense, and she can be a little bit over the top, I think. But I think that she is authentic, and I think she's genuine, and really the way she's not really acting, that's really how she is. I think she's one of those ones that truly believes whatever she puts her mind to. And like I said, sometimes those kind of people can be intense because they don't see any other way. She has the damn salon out here in Atlanta, and evidently it's a natural hair salon that does really, really well. I don't know if I've ever heard of the salon. It looks like they do the work that they do there, it looks like it's so, it almost looks like it's for like magazines, for like, what is the word? Guys, I can't think of the word. It's sort of like for, I can't think of the word. Somebody down, y'all will say it for me. But, it just looks like it's for, you would see it in a magazine, like when they be in Essence, and it just be like these whole big elaborate hairdos. I'm thinking like, you walking around Atlanta with all that shit going on? It's very nice. It's very intricate. I'm thinking like, fuck, they must have about 500 bobby pins up in there. What do you guys think about MUSHIYA? You guys like her? She can be a lot. She can be a lot, but I think I'm going to like her. Now, the next up, let's say MAJA. I like MAJA. I think MAJA is going to be my favorite, only because MAJA is about the business. She is 100% about her money. She ain't really got time to be catty with these women. I think that the first episode, I liked her. I liked the fact that she didn't get involved. Like when they were arguing at the table, it was just sort of stupid. And she was just like, what are we arguing about? Really, why are we sitting here arguing about something stupid, And then the fact yesterday, she was so ready to get down to the bottom of who the hell was stealing from her store. And let me tell you, those $50 weave stores out here, they do really, really well. They have a lot of them around, and it's a big market out here. We was just talking about the damn weave loans in Detroit. So, it's a great big market. And honey, I was going to get my nails done one day, and there's a big beauty supply that's right across from my nail salon, right across the parking lot. Somebody had then drove into that bitch. This is like the second time somebody had drove into there and just stole all of the damn hair. And this is a huge beauty supply. So yeah, they're doing it, and they're taking this hair. She said they stole somewhere around $10,000 worth of hair from her store, and she was just like, we gonna get to the bottom of this. I felt real bad for her when she was like talking on the phone, and she was just like, I don't know who to trust, and I cannot have a business where I don't trust nobody, because I will drive myself fucking crazy. Trying to have somewhere around 40 employees, and you just, every time you turn around, nigga be at the cash register, you be looking at them like, well, what you got? I know the feeling of that just from somebody breaking in my house. Like, I don't really trust nobody no more. It's something that's hard to get over. So, but anyway, I like MAJA. I think I like the fact that she's about her business, and she so far hasn't really gotten herself involved in the drama that is sure to be on this show. And we know where the drama's gonna come from, right? So let me get to the next person. Beauty is You guys, I don't trust Beauty. She is what you call nice nasty. One of those ones who always has like an ulterior motive, but kind of plays people the nice, cutesy kind of way, just so she can kind of befriend them. And then I feel like she kind of stabs them in the back. So if that's not how she is, that's the way that she is portraying herself on the show. Because yesterday when she had somebody go to the $50 weave store and get their hair done, that was just like MUSHIYA was telling her, like, you know what, that is just tacky, classless. Like, why do you even care that much? And Beauty just didn't see no problem with it. You know, she's looking at her hair, and I thought that was real fucked up that she was just like, oh, look at this. It's like, you know, oh, look at how they braid, and look how they, you know, look at how the track is hanging, and you know, look at this. And look. When a girl walked in there, I didn't think her hair looked bad. Now, of course, the foundation probably was not the best. It could have been better, but you pay for what you get at those $50 weave places. Their whole thing is very a la carte. So if you paying $50 for the weave itself, you ain't getting no extra. So that's ain't no net. That might be some kind of, you know, basic braiding pattern, but you can pay up and you can get a better foundation, and you can get a net, and you can get this and you can get that, but it's all on what you pay and all on what you're willing to pay. So I think the $50 weave shops are more geared towards like a teenager, or, you know, a young in their early 20s who don't really have much money, but they want to get the weave, so they can go there, and whatever they got the money for, they will pay there. But you can run your bill up. They charge you to cut the hair, they charge you to do everything, so eventually you can run the bill up to be paying over $100 easily. That girl looked like she had the very basic of the basic. Like I said, I didn't think her hair looked bad, but I thought that shit was real. That was so wrong of Beauty to just, you know, she was just throwing salt in the game. I mean, just hating for nothing. That girl, Maya, ain't did nothing to her. I think that she is probably harmless, but like when she was trying to talk about her life and the things that have happened to her and her son, which all very may be true, it just makes it harder to be kind of like, you know, on rooting for her when she does shit like she did last night, you know. So so I don't know. I'm not really sure about Beauty. I don't trust her, but I think she's gonna be good for some laughs. She's gonna be the one that kind of befriends MUSHIYA, just because of the fact that MUSHIYA don't like the next one that we gonna talk about, which is Dedra. And Dedra, she is just nasty. She is just a mean-spirited, unhappy kind of woman. Last week I really thought that she looked very nice, and then yesterday when I was watching her, it's funny how people with bad attitudes can get just uglier and uglier in front of your eyes, and that was the feeling that I got from Dedra. She's unlikable. I don't know if that's, I mean, how do you go on a new show and that's how you already come off to everybody? Like, you on purpose try to be the bad guy? I mean, I guess somebody has to be the bad guy, but yeah, she's unlikable. When MUSHIYA called her a dickhead, I was just like, yes, she does kind of remind you of a dick. I just can't understand why she's so upset and hateful and mean, okay? And just one of the kind of has a little bit of a snobby feel, like she seems like she feels like she's above everybody. Yeah, I don't like her, and it's very unfortunate that she's got a hold of this girl LaKenya, because LaKenya seems to be a genuinely nice person who wants to learn from these women that all have salons. It's unfortunate that she hooked up with the bitch of the bunch, because she seems like she's going to be trying to be loyal to Dedra. She's probably going to get the reputation of being fucked up herself because she's fooling around with Dedra. And I just want to say, I'm looking at the episodes like, girl, you need to try to distance yourself. You need to try to hook up with, at least try to hook up with that MUSHIYA girl. But it looks like she's not really into the natural hair like MUSHIYA. So I don't know who she could be with, because Maya is about the business, so Maya doesn't even do hair. Of course, we know the problems that she has with Beauty, which is really stupid. Like, you guys saw last week when they was arguing, they were sitting there looking like they didn't know what to say. They were just, you know, going back and forth with each other. I was just like, you guys look like y'all just sat here with this camera and was just like, oh, well, no, what else am I gonna say? I know it takes some time for people to get used to the cameras being on these reality shows. You could tell that they all were still feeling pretty awkward about the camera being around, but give them a couple more episodes. It's gonna be like them damn cameras. cameras ain't even there. But yeah, Dedra, I just... I don't know why you would come on the show and just be so nasty off the bat with nothing really happening for you to be that way. Now, let's talk about the episode yesterday. We already talked about Beauty and how she sent the girl over there to kind of hate on Maya and try to put, you know, the business in a bad name. But let's talk about this not fundraiser, this charity event that MUSHIYA had at the damn salon for the homeless and abused women. Just something to pamper them and make them feel special, you know, on their day. So she wanted all the women to come and, you know, provide their services for these women. Now, I already knew that wasn't going to work out well because we already knew last week they all got together for lunch and it was a disaster. I mean, they were arguing about nothing. It was a lot of egos and a lot of people trying to get the spotlight and really trying to show themselves so they could be the favorite or, you know, whatever. But she says she wants them all to come. Well, of course, Maya can't come because somebody done broke into her salon and damn it, she got to figure out who the fuck this is that's stealing and taking money out of her registers and everything. And she got their eye on this girl named Tiffany. Actually, she fired her and then they find out that it might be somebody else named Jasmine. She's just like, fuck, I'm gonna go crazy trying to find out who the hell it is. I felt bad for her. But anyway, getting back to the event. So Beauty gets there. She's all ready for whatever they're gonna be doing that day. And you know, MUSHIYA, like I said, she's intense. So she's telling the girls that she wants them to be strong. I think it's called I Am Strong. That was the name of the event. And she's kind of preaching to him like, you be strong, you be strong, you be strong, you be strong. Okay, well, in walks Dedra and LaKenya. Dedra already has a fucked up stank attitude as soon as she walks in the door, just sort of like this. Now, she tells us that she has bronchitis, but you know what, bitch, if you got bronchitis, then stay your ass at home. Now, if you're gonna come and be there for an event like this, then get your ass together. Don't be, you know, all funky. So she comes in and MUSHIYA was just like, I see it already. I need you to be, these women have been through way more than you. And then, you know, Dedra's like, you don't know that, which is true. You don't really know what Dedra has gone through. Bitch might have been through a whole lot to be so fucking sour. MUSHIYA was just like, you just, you know, trying to tell her how she needs to be. Dedra, with her very strong personality, you could tell that she's one of these ones that is not going to be told what to do, especially by some bitch with this big old, you know, natural hair. She made a couple of comments about her hair being nappy or something like that. I was just like, girl, this is not the way to, you know, get black women on your side. We don't like you talking about our hair. I don't give a fuck if the hair is natural or not. Okay, just the fact that she said that, I was just like, yeah, that's bad. She wasn't there for it to begin with. And her and MUSHIYA was arguing, and finally MUSHIYA told her to get her ass out. LaKenya goes out after her, is trying to stop her. MUSHIYA goes out there and is telling LaKenya, like, look, if you're gonna be in it, let's come on back in, let this bitch go. Okay, we done got rid of the trash. Come on and let's get started. So LaKenya goes back in there, but she's feeling kind of bad for Dedra. She's working in there with the girls and the women that come in, and everything seems to be going well. And all of a sudden, we just gonna play Ring Around the Rosies, okay? It seemed like this shit was like a merry-go-round, because then Dedra comes back. I guess she feels bad about how she exited, because this is a bigger event, you know, and it's not about, you know, it's not about her and the girls. It's about these women. Anyway, you guys, she comes back and MUSHIYA is just like, oh, so you're back? And she was just like, yeah. And she said, you gonna be in the right headspace? And she says, yeah, I'm, you know, gonna do this and whatever. And I can tell that Dedra was starting to feel like she's being preached to and being told what to do again. And she was just like, so then MUSHIYA was just like, well, what you need to do is apologize to my staff and do this. And Dedra was like, girl, bye, I ain't about to apologize to nobody. And then MUSHIYA was just like, well, then you know what, bitch, get the fuck out. Now they threw her out again, bitch, like somebody said last night on Twitter, honey. You only got one time to throw me the fuck out. Now, what the hell you done went back for? And you knew already how MUSHIYA was, and then you come back, and then you ain't gonna, you know, submit to her terms. Like, I wouldn't even have gone back. So again, it's this big commotion. LaKenya, she sees what's going on and she goes back out with Dedra again. She's trying to, you know, stop it or whatever LaKenya was trying to do. I kept on wanting to say, like, LaKenya, this ain't your fight, girl. I know you supposed to be mentored by Dedra and everything, but let Dedra go, because if you're trying to show to these women that you kind of non-partial, you don't need to keep running after Dedra. Fuck, Dedra's making her own decisions. But of course, when she went out there the second time, while she was out there, Beauty went over to tend to her client that she was doing. I guess she stopped doing that to run out there after Dedra, which is also very unprofessional. When she goes out there, Beauty is just like, well, I'll take care of it. Okay, that's why I said she one of them stab you in the back kind of women. Well, of course, she don't like LaKenya anyway. And so she's working on the woman's hair. Then LaKenya comes in there and like, why are you working on my client's head? Beauty was like, because your ass left her and she just been sitting here. So then they have a confrontation. So then MUSHIYA gets LaKenya like, okay, you know, you guys come on back in the back. And honey, the damn husband was just like, you know, why don't you just go on and go? Just leave. So we ain't got to deal with you or dickhead no more. Okay, so then LaKenya's mad. So she leaves. Then the event is going well, and then all of a sudden here comes LaKenya again. Here we ring around the roses, y'all. LaKenya, she's got a big bouquet of flowers. I'm thinking to myself, like, the lady homeless, where's she gonna put this damn big ass bouquet of flowers? Does that mean? I'm sorry, y'all. I know that wasn't right. She apologizes to the lady and tells her that she shouldn't have acted the way that she did. She apologizes to MUSHIYA, which she needed to do. MUSHIYA seems to be forgiving enough of her. If you apologize, then that's fine. That husband was just like, I don't really trust what you saying because you was with that fool. You had all that going. Like, you gonna be around that person. I see you as connected to that person, okay? But, you know, LaKenya's trying to convince them that she's, you know, genuine, and they hug it out and everything goes well from then on. And then we get the little part with Beauty at the end talking about how hard her life was. And again, I told you, it's hard to be there for somebody who seems to be so backstabby and But yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. We're gonna have a more organized review next week, but I just wanted to talk about the show a little bit. What do you guys think about the show? I mean, it's definitely gonna have its ridiculous dramas, as these ATL reality shows can be, but I have a good feeling that this show is gonna be I'm getting sidetracked. You guys, there's a lot going on outside of my car, but I have a good feeling that the show is going to pick up pretty well. So I'm glad to be on the beginning end of a new reality show. I always do better when I know the characters from the very, very start. You guys tell me what you think about the show. You know, who's your favorites, who you don't think you're gonna like, and all of that. Leave that down in the comment section below. All right, you guys, so that's it. I'm gonna get off of here. You guys remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right, so I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.